So here's the thing, we are changing the way we consume. The internet has been the biggest fundamental change to the way we live. Therefore, when we do buy from bricks and mortar, or we go into spaces, even like we are in today, we expect a higher level of emotional interaction. When Amazon opened up their bookshop in New York, the simple things that they did that were just sort of like not revolutionary, and you go, how clever is that? One of the things that they did was, for example, when you go online on Amazon and you look to buy something, there's always a link to you'll like this. If you like this, you'll like this. Yeah. They've done that in the shop. So you go in, you get a bookshop, you've got fiction, and you go to buy an Ann Tyler book, and it says if you like Ann Tyler, you're also going to like Elizabeth Stout. You're also going to like, and they give you 5 books with a little intro underneath that's so bloody brilliant, you end up buying 4 books. You need to understand your market, really understand the people that you're connecting with, so that you create these spaces that they want to be in. So I go to this little shop in Melbourne, it's called Sneaker Boy. You walk in, it's no bigger than, well, the size of the space that we're in now. They've got all these coolest sneakers designed on the shelf with these dudes, and I can only describe them as dudes, that are walking around. They sort of grunt at the young kids who come in. And you see all the kids just touching these trainers like they're just these pieces of art. And they go up to these guys, and the guys have just got their iPads, and they can show them different designs that they have. And they order them, they don't keep any stock, so there's no stock room, there's nobody getting all sweaty and running out to serve you and take a ticket while you sit there in the most awful shoe environments that we've had to do. I won't mention certain brands. So there's none of that. They just sit there, you choose your designs, and then it gets delivered to your house. Great creativity comes from understanding the people and connecting with you. That's what the best artists do. This is what we're going into now when it comes to visual merchandising, when it comes to signage, when it comes to creating environments that people want to be on. That is what the future's going to be. There's a little restaurant across the road from me. 5 years ago, there used to be, it was called the Russian Tea Rooms, and everybody who lived in the leafy part of North London that I live in went up in arms when it closed and someone was moving in. This restaurateur comes in, a woman, and she writes this note on the window just saying, I know you've all loved what's been here before, but I'm really going to connect with you as a community, and I want to give you the best cafe that will be in London. Mm-hmm. I'm sourcing my product from here, all British farms. I'm sourcing my wine from here. I've got my chef from here. She wrote her whole history on the window. Right. I cannot tell you how many people read that. I cannot tell you how successful she is. I think diversity and sustainability, they're the only things you should have on your agenda. That is going to be the future. Patagonia, what an amazing business where they started the truth about always giving back to the world. Everything that they created is sustainable. They did an ad once with, don't buy another coat, you don't need it, we can repair that. Imagine most brands telling you not to buy another one of their stuff. So even the sort of languages that we'll be using in how we market, it won't be telling people, it will be embracing people and connecting with them in a like-minded way. So if you're in this business, how do you create stuff that is sustainable and thinks about the planet? I've worked with Westfield now, which Westfield came over to the UK in 2007. I think all these ballsy Australians, when we were about to hit the crash, and they were opening up one of the biggest shopping malls ever. And what we said to them was just stop talking about shopping malls, talk about destinations where people would say, I'm going to spend my Saturday afternoon there. Once you start to think like that, it's like creating a home. Would you want to walk into a bland marble environment that's cold, or a beautiful digital screen that has great content on it that tells you something? And it might not be selling you something, it might be poetry. It might be Gillian Waring doing an installation in the middle of Euston Station with someone just dancing. That's art, that's an artist. Why don't we bring that into retail instead of the boringness that we tell you what a price is? Who wants to hear that? People want to be inspired, and the byproduct from that is that you buy.